Okay, let's talk about copays. There's a lot of things within your insurance that you've got to understand, but copays is today's topic. So a copay, you may or may not even have one. It really depends on the type of insurance you have. And so you've really got to look at your card to understand that. You've got to look at your health benefits. I actually don't have a copay at first until I meet something called my deductible. But if you have a copay, what that means is it's the amount of money that you've got to have ready to go when you show up to the doctor's office. When you walk in that front door, it doesn't matter if the bill is about to be $1 million, your copay is the first little chunk that you've got to pay. So a lot of people, it's like $30 to $50. And it's going to depend on if you're seeing your primary care doctor, your PCP, or if you're seeing a specialist. And again, if you'll look at your card, it may distinguish the difference. So it may say your primary care is usually cheaper, so it's like $30 or $40. And if you go see a specialist, it's $45 or $50. Nowadays, most doctors' offices are pretty savvy, and they're going to want that money up front. So you need to know if you've got to have that cash on hand. On the other hand, if you have what's called a high deductible plan like mine, you may not have a copay at first, but you may be expected to pay a big giant chunk up front. So if a doctor's office is savvy enough to have checked on the front end for me, and I haven't met something called my deductible, which we'll talk about in a different video, then they may ask me, hey, I need $100 or $200 down up front because I'm planning on this bill being big, and you need to pay your part or at least a portion of your part up front. So you have to understand your copay, and there are many options out there. There's a lot that can happen. There's something called PCP authorizations that we'll talk about, all these kind of things. But the first step, if you're going to show up in your doctor's office and not be surprised by the first amount of money that you're going to be asked for, look on your card, see if you have a copay. If it doesn't clearly state if you do or not, flip your card over. There's a phone number on there that shows you who you can call. Call your insurance and say, hey, do I have a copay or not? Okay? Don't be surprised when you show up at the front desk. Nowadays, most doctors' offices, hospitals, they've gotten savvy enough that they know what your copay is. If they have gotten your insurance ahead of time, they're going to be primed and ready, and you're going to show up to the front desk to check in, and they're going to ask for that money. So be prepared, be ready, and have a plan for that.